Hello, everybody. It's Barbara, and welcome to Warrior Friday. Do ya feel like a warrior? I hope so. We are in the midst of a full moon, supermoon in Aquarius. Today's Friday. It started yesterday, and even if you're just a little bit sensitive, you should be able to feeling the wackadoo energies. It feels like a roller coaster ride. Super emotional, like crafting, laughing and crying for no reason, feeling just like I'm just gonna go lay on the couch, I'm gonna take a nap, or all of a sudden just having lots of energy, just like all over the place. So if you're feeling that way, it's not just you, okay? You need to do what is grounding for you, what makes you feel connected to the earth. The moon, remember, it does not give its own light. It reflects light from another source, the sun. So it is reflecting. It's basically a giant mirror shining down this light on us. And depending on where the Schumann resonance, which is the frequency of the earth, depending on where that is, it can make us feel up here, it can make us feel down here, or if we get bursts of energy, it can do this. So just know that if you're feeling that way, it's not just you, okay? So don't think, oh my gosh, what's wrong with me? No, nothing's wrong with you necessarily. It's just these energies and how our physical body and how our spiritual body, emotional body, mental body, how our bodies are in tune, where we resonate. Now, one of the things is, I've been saying this for like 3 years. We need to release that which no longer serves us. We need to be releasing fears or traumas from our past, or just emotional baggage. If you're hanging on to that event that happened 33 years ago, you need to let that go, okay? Where we are at is, we are in the end times, and we have a carnal physical body and we have this spiritual body. And up until now, we've been focusing on the carnal or physical body, on our material possessions, on working really hard so we can have those toys. We can have the things that make us feel complete. And this is the era where we need to let go of that and work on our spiritual body, because with our spiritual body, we don't need any of this stuff. And I'm using the word need. We do not need this. A hoarder surrounds themselves with all this stuff so that they feel less alone, less lonely, less cut off from everybody else. But once we have our spiritual body that's connected to out there, to God, Creator, Source, Great Spirit, spirit guides who live in the light, ancestors who live in the light, the galactics who work with the light, the native energies like dragons and unicorns and fairies that live in the light. Once we connect to them, we don't feel so alone and lonely, and then we don't need all these physical things. Now, that doesn't mean we can't have them, okay? That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying we have to be John in the desert and all I have is a camel cloth shirt. I mean, we don't have to be that way. We can have the best of both worlds, but we don't need these things, okay? We don't need them. It'd be great if I had a car, but I don't really need it to survive. And really, we don't. We don't need a car to survive. I know some of you are going to argue with me, but no, we don't need a car to survive. We need food for right now until we get our crystal bodies and we don't need to eat. We need a car to get to a place where we can work or where we can shop. But if you worked from home and you had a garden and you were self-sustaining, you wouldn't need a car, would you? Just saying. All right. What I really want to talk about today, and this came up yesterday and it's just been really powerful. I had just crazy dreams last night. They weren't really dreams. I was traveling all over the place. So if you ever see me out there, yeah, that's really me. Are you itching for a change in your life? Does it feel like this itch under your skin, like deep inside of yourself, like something's got to change? Something in my life has to change, but I don't know what. I don't know what to do. I have that. I don't know what it means yet. And that's okay if you don't know what it means. It just means that it's coming. It's like a tower moment. The tower card in the tarot means a change. It means it's coming and your higher self is preparing you for this change. I was talking with somebody yesterday about eating meat, and all of a sudden she can't eat meat. And honestly, I'm not eating bacon anymore, which just, I love my bacon. But it just doesn't, I think of it now and I'm like, no, not really. Now, having said that, I did have brisket last night. Brisket's still okay. But if your body is changing, you need to pay attention to it. If your body is saying, no, I don't want to eat pork anymore, then don't eat it. Ask your body, okay, what do you want? I found this combination superfood, spinach, kale, et cetera, in the natural section at the grocery store. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. I can eat it raw. I can cook it and make a stir fry. I can put it in my soup. It's fabulous. That is what my body's craving. So that's what I'm giving it. That and fruit. Pay attention. Oh yeah, and by the way, I'm not giving up dark chocolate. So don't even go there. Okay, I made a deal with my higher self a long time ago. I said, you can take everything away, but do not take away my chocolate. That is what grounds me. That's my grounding food. So if you have that one thing that really grounds you, pay attention. Is it okay with my body? My body right now says, yeah, dark chocolate's okay. Maybe down the road it's not gonna be, but right now it's okay. But we're giving up some other things. But it's part of that itch for a change. So this isn't even something you have to think about. It's just something that you have to, kind of put in the back of your mind, go, okay, yeah, you know what? I do have this itch. Like I need to change something, or something is going to come into my life and make a big change. Just pay attention to that and do what you feel like you need to do. For example, I am in this mode of clean, and I don't mean like scrubbing floors and dusting. I mean like going through the shed and getting rid of whatever it is I don't use. Going through the basement. I have a greenhouse that I use for storage. Going through there, and I put stuff out on the curb. I throw stuff away that isn't really, nobody would want. And so I'm giving all kinds of things away. And every time I do, I feel lighter. I feel taller. I'm like, wow, I just got rid of a whole bunch of stuff and I feel really good. And it's part of that process of us lightening ourselves up for this amazing transition, this tower moment that we're all going to go through. This isn't just me. It's not just you. It's all of us. One of the messages I was given, probably a couple months ago, was we need to be able to fit through the eye of the needle. And if this means something to you, yay you. But in order to fit through the eye of the needle, we need to be light. And that means spiritually, we need to be connected. It means physically. Do I have all kinds of stuff that I don't need to have? And am I hanging on to it? I've talked before about my grandmother's teacups. Am I hanging on to grandma's teacups because that's grandma? And in the meantime, my grandma's up there going, it's just a teacup. I thought maybe you might want to drink tea out of it. But if you don't, pass it on to somebody who would like it. Don't have these emotional attachments to things because they're just things. I recently sold my VW Super Beetle. That was hard. I actually couldn't function the whole evening and I cried for a couple hours because I had to release the emotions that I had for that car. I've sold my motorcycle, same thing. It's like, I never thought I'd sell either one of those, but it was time. And so this letting go of physical things helps us move up. Think about being a hot air balloon. You're in a basket. There's a bunch of sandbags all around to hold you to the ground. It's this physical entity held to the earth by gravity, right? So what we're doing by releasing these things, physical things, is we're cutting a sandbag here and we're cutting a sandbag there. And then we're cutting this sandbag. And as we do that, we lift up, lift up, we lift up. And pretty soon, we're going to be way up there floating around. That's our spiritual self up in the air. Now, we've all heard that term, as above, so below. I'm going to use that right here. If I'm floating way up here and I have that lightness of being, that means when I'm down here, I'm going to have a lightness of being. I want you to think about that. The lightness of being out there and down here. When I feel lighter down here, do you think maybe I change a little bit? Maybe I become a little more compassionate and forgiving and loving? Yeah. So as we release things, we rise up. Now, I want you to think about as you release things, especially if you're putting them out on the curb or you're donating them to a group or to a thrift store or whatever, you're also helping other people. Because that thing that you're like, nah, I don't really need it and I don't know who would want this. Somebody out there is going to go, oh my gosh, that's the perfect thing. I need that. I need that because I'm just starting out. You know, young people, they're just starting out. They may not want the antiques that great grandma had, and that's okay. But maybe they really need a little table to put next to their bed because they don't have one. So know that everything that you release can potentially help somebody else. I got some really interesting things that I'm going to be putting out. I'm going to have a yard sale this fall. And the people that used to have this building left some stuff. It's been here for 10 years. I don't know what to do with it, but it's all going to go out. And I know somebody's going to drive by and go, oh my gosh, I totally could use that for whatever. Great. Because I'm going to feel lighter. You're going to feel good about, now I can build a stage for my band out of this stuff. Whatever. Okay. It doesn't matter. But we have enough resources on this planet to share with everybody. So think about this itch for a change for yourself. Ask your guides, what do I need to do to prepare? My guides they say, girl, just be patient. It's like my mantra, just be patient. Okay, I'll be patient, but in the meantime, I'm going to release. I'm going to release because whenever I release, I am making room for something way better. That's for me. And maybe it's just space, and that's okay. Because I want to be that hot air balloon that's way up there and I'm like looking at the sunrise or the sunset and there's birds flying and there's beautiful trees in the distance and I just feel closer to my highest self. So that's today's Warrior Friday. Really interesting. I could talk all day. Anyway, I am sending everybody lots of blessings of love, light, peace, joy, happiness, success, divine health, and all good things. Because I know you're worthy. I know that you deserve all good things, just like I deserve all good things. We all do. So do whatever you have to deal with that itching for change. Be patient. Yeah, I know it's hard. Be patient. Do whatever you have to do in the meantime. If you have to keep yourself busy by cleaning out your basement, well, then do that. Believe me, you will feel better. And keep in mind, I'm having a yard sale in the fall. I'll let you know when. If you need some stuff from me. I love you guys. You have an awesome Friday. And go out and be warriors of love and light because the world needs more of us. Mwah.